Okay, time to take a look at the VEVOR truck crane. So we've got a great big piston that's going to be attached on the bottom. We're going to have the ram driving at the top, and this is going to be hand pumped. And that says it is an 8-ton ram. That doesn't mean this entire assembly is going to be able to pull up 8 tons. That just means that is what the ram is capable of. So we've got some square tubing. Looks like it is a little bit under an 1/8 inch thick, but it still looks plenty strong. Here is our pump handle, and we got some more of that square tubing. So we do have some instructions, and they look to be well detailed. Here's our hardware, and it looks like the rest of this is our crane body. And here is our heavy-duty square tubing. Pretty large in size, which is reassuring. Also appreciate they put this band on here. That'll help prevent it from sagging. Then we got some fairly thick metal there on our pivot point. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is assemble the base. So this is going to be our bottom post. We've got our 2 legs. We've got our 2 leg supports, and we got our 2 feet. And these are all 17 millimeters, so 17 millimeter nut and 17 millimeter head. Now this bolt is adjustable. We'll basically be using these slots to adjust the height. So if your truck is lowered, then you're going to have to use a higher hole. If your truck is raised, you're going to have to use a lower hole. It's also going to depend on like if your truck is at an angle or something like that. So I think this would have been better to make it completely adjustable instead of making it a bolt and a nut. So I might end up putting something in there, just like a push pin or something like that, but this will work for right now. You don't want to make these too tight, because you will still want to be able to move these things in and out. So it definitely has a nice wide base to it, so that's good. Then in the top, we're going to put our swivel base. So that just slide in. Probably if you really want to be able to spin this thing around, I would say maybe put some grease on that, but that's just going to be up to you. If you know you're going to need to be able to swing the crane back and forth, so if you're loading it from the outside of the pickup and you want to put it into the pickup, I would say just put some grease on the outside of this tube. On the other side there is a nut, and this is going to be our tightening handle, so that will thread into that nut, and that is how we will lock that in place. I was looking for my mobile one. I have no idea what I did with it. So I'm just going to be using this for right now. White lithium grease. This is good stuff. This is not the correct purpose for this. You want something a little bit more high pressure. This is more of a light grease. Better than nothing. It'll work for now. Just know that we'll probably be cleaning this off and putting on some more high pressure grease. And these are 19 millimeter. So now we got these 3 very large bolts. There is one that is a little bit longer than the other ones. So the 2 shorter ones, that is going to be for the piston. The long one is going to be for the top. So for the piston, we got the operator side on this side, and it is kind of arguable which side is going to be better to have that on, because if it is attached like this, you're going to be able to actuate it from this side, which is going to be good for whenever you're lifting stuff off of the ground. But when you put it into the truck, it's going to be facing away from you. I think this is the better of the 2, but you can do that however the heck you want. And the bolt head is a size 22, the nut is a size 24. Now at this point, we could just take that and push that into our hitch receiver, and we could start using it like that. However, we also have this guy. So this is an adapter. So we could push this into the hitch receiver, and that way we'll have this extra length, pushing it out the back, kind of getting it out of the way. Now we can drop our tailgate down and give ourselves a little bit more room. So it's up to you. I am going to be using that. The one thing that's a little odd to me is that a standard hitch pin is too large to fit inside those holes. So you could just use a bolt. You're not actually going to be towing anything with this, but if you want to use a regular hitch pin with this, something you would already have with your hitch receiver, then you're going to have to drill those holes out a little bit bigger. For me, I'm just going to use a regular bolt for now. So just as a reference, this pin is a 0.616, and this hole is about a 0.488. So I got it installed. I ended up having to use the very bottom bolt, so I have to get that as high as I can get it for this truck. The other thing I noticed, if I drop the tailgate, it does actually make contact with that frame. Now, as long as you don't wiggle that around, that's not going to be a problem. But if you're lifting things and moving things around, you probably will. You'll probably scratch that paint. So at this point, the best thing to do would either be to take the tailgate off or find a way to extend out this arm a little bit. And this receiver is just under 20 inches from the top. So if you got a super tall jacked up truck, you might need to get one of those drops. They do make things that kind of go out, drop down, and then go out again. So in the instructions, it says I can lift up to 1,000 pounds, and it can lift 130 to 230 centimeters, and I got 360 degrees rotation. Now the 1,000 pounds, that is going to depend on the location of the hook. So we got 500 pounds, 750, and 1,000. If we put it all the way back, that is going to give us the 500. Now the further out you have it, the more travel you're going to have, which means that you're going to be able to lift it higher and drop it down lower. It's also going to give you more room to actually swing that into the bed. That is going to be where I put it. And it's just worth keeping in mind that it's 500 pounds on the end. So I've got a ratchet strap here. This is not the best thing for this purpose. These are designed for tying things down, not for hoisting things. But just for testing, we're going to go ahead and use it. Definitely picking that guy up, no problem. Takes a lot of pumps to get this guy up. So we are currently parallel to the ground. Yeah, this is lifting it super easy. It's taking a lot of pumps. Still going to be easier than trying to lift this thing by hand and breaking your back. So I'm about to crash into the ceiling of my garage. But that is about as high as I can get it in my garage. And I can spin that guy by hand. Now my tailgate is a little bit too high for this, so this is going to be something where it'd be much better to do this outside, where I'm going to have a little bit more height clearance. I still got some room that I can go. The only problem is I'm going to wreck into the ceiling if I go any higher. So if I was in this situation and I really needed to get this into the truck and I couldn't lift it by myself, the thing to do would be to drop the tailgate and just be careful that it doesn't do too much damage right there. And I could swing this guy in. And I can easily do that one-handed. I probably will get some high-pressure grease, but the white lithium is working perfectly fine. So yeah, that is a simple way of getting a heavy object into the back of a truck. It's a couple things to be aware of, but that is much better than busting your back. So yeah, that is a pretty cool crane.